post-free agency mock draft that you did, Dogs by Nature. Now, you did have the Browns trading up to get Cam Ward, and it was swapped. So just to move up one spot, their third-round pick, 94 overall, two sixth-round picks in 192 and 2000. You also had a 2026 third-round pick that goes to the Titans, and the Browns would get a 2025 first-round pick, number 1 overall, to take Cam Ward. And then here's kind of how you laid it out. So Cam Ward at 1, Josh Connerly at 33, Caleb Johnson at 67, and then a tight end, Terrence Ferguson from Oregon at 104.
Yeah, it really speaks to the need on offense for the Browns. I think that they need to do a lot there. They've got a lot of work to do on that side of the ball. They have solidified the offensive line enough for the moment for this season, I believe, to start the season. I would like to see them address offensive tackle at some point within those 4 first picks. And the opportunity that I had there in that mock draft allowed Josh Connerly was there. He's a great athlete, and I think he'd make a great developmental tackle.
Yeah, the one thing, if you're going to have a rookie quarterback, even if it's Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, you need an infusion of you need a wide receiver, maybe 2. You need a running back, maybe 2. You need a tight end. You need playmakers to kind of lighten the load off of your rookie quarterback.
Yeah, they really do. And, I don't want them to just solely rely on the draft for that. And I believe that, once the Browns firm up their plan here, what they intend to do at the top of the draft, and possibly after they communicate and get Tennessee's final answer on whether or not they'd be willing to trade up, then the Browns should look to possibly acquire other players, potentially via trade.
Anybody in particular that you are thinking of when you mention Browns potentially trading for playmakers, if you will?
Yeah, for me, I would really like a tight end. I feel like it's much harder for a rookie to step in and produce at a high level, and you'd be taking a risk there if you just try to rely on the draft. So for me, the Michael Mayer trade from the Raiders that's been rumored would certainly be something that I'd be interested in. Another tight end that I'm also interested in that is in a similar situation, and they were drafted in the second round, right behind Michael Mayer, would be Luke Musgrave from the Packers. Tucker Kraft has taken over the number 1 spot there on the depth chart for the Packers, who was drafted a round later than Mayer, or actually Musgrave. But Musgrave, what's interesting about him, he's also, I believe, the nephew of the Browns quarterback coach, Bill Musgrave. So possibly a fresh start would be in order for him, and I think Cleveland could be a place where he could thrive.
And when you're thinking of Mayer or Musgrave, those aren't going to cost. It's a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round. It's not the draft capital that would be associated with some of the other trades that you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, I definitely think for those guys you're talking, definitely a day 3 pick. And then possibly there's some combination of players that could be involved from Cleveland side. But yeah, it'll definitely be something that Andrew Berry is always looking to do, and I certainly would expect it.